versus Dandy game 2. So I assume you have bigger experience in casting on this map, maybe because it's RSL map and KSL, like I think it's only RSL map, right? Like Africa Style League map,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so ASL used this map. Actually, one of the cool things about the leagues out here, especially for maps like Roadkill, is that they're starting to use maps made by foreign map makers. So Freakling, of course, made this and Roadkill, and they're very very good maps. And I think we're very lucky to have good map makers who have stuck with StarCraft all along and still are able to give us new maps that are still very good.
Yeah, definitely, and they're doing that completely for free, and we are seeing topics on Team Liquid that they are constantly making new maps, so there is a lot of maps you can choose from foreigner map makings. There is also the guy called Jukado, I think, or something like that, who is making maps, and they are very nice. They are pretty balanced. These are not the maps like there was like 2004, 2003 when you had like 7 mineral patches and in different respawns there was different distance between the main like hatchery nexus or command center, and so you can have advantage just by being on better respawn. Now the maps are definitely much more balanced.
Yeah, there was a period of time around like 2008 and 2009 where there's the Korean map maker Rose of Dream, the guy who made Fighting Spirit, was making a lot of different maps, and OSL and MSL both contracted to make a lot of maps for their Pro League and Star Leagues. And so at one point he made like almost all of the maps in some of these Star Leagues, and they have some very distinct characteristics. They're big 4-player maps with long games, and I'm glad that we have other map makers so that there's more diversity in our map pools.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because I like the 4 players map and it's good, but it's also good to have like 3 and 2 players map. Just as you said, this diversity is like giving like, because on 4 players map you can prepare one strategy and it will probably work. The same on Fighting Spirit, like on Circuit Breaker, but here on Sylphid, Aztec, 3 players map on Blue Star or Heartbreak Reach, 2 players map, you have to prepare something more like different than on 4 players map. So yeah, you are definitely right about that.
Yeah, and 3-player maps are really interesting because you can put the three bases in a lot of different locations. Just like Roadkill is kind of an interesting 4-player map because the bases are in the flat sides of the squares instead of the corner. Sylphid is kind of interesting too because it's not a perfect triangle; it's slightly rotated for the map, and there's different advantages and disadvantages to each spawn location. So maybe that's some things to start out by talking about. So for instance, when Dandy builds his natural expansion, that's going to be closer to KuH, and so he knows that he should probably scout down there, and that's how that's where he'll find his opponent first. And he got lucky this time, so he did get a chance to see this expansion coming down from Dandy and knows exactly what build he's going.
Yeah, and also Dandy scouted KuH and he knows that this is 3-hatch build, so he's not afraid that it will be some kind of 2-hatch like fast lurkers, fast mutalisks or mass links. He knows, like he feels probably very comfortable in playing. The longer game he plays, he feels more comfortable. So now he feels probably very happy, and he's going for fast +1 upgrade. So we will see probably 4 or 5 Rax Marines out of our Terran player against 3-hatch from Zerg, so very standard opening from both players.
Right, and I'm excited to see what it looks like when KuH plays standard, because Dandy, his reputation precedes him. He's a very, very strong player, and KuH tried a little bit of a sneaky strategy in game number 1. It didn't work because Dandy's really, really good at defending, and so KuH has to try something else, and I hope that it involves more than just 3 hatcheries, because or maybe even another base being taken, because I actually really like seeing players play longer games so we get a better idea of how many strategies they can do.
Yeah, definitely. And Yeah, the longer game you can play, like especially on ZVT, it's relatively easy to play like until 9 minutes because the game is so old and you are so used to these openings because they never change for all these years. But later the Terrans are switching to the mech and you need to adjust to it, and it's harder and harder these days to play against Terran as a Zerg. Maybe I'm telling that because I'm a Zerg, so but yeah, probably it's also hard for a Terran these days.
Might be a little bit biased. Well, we're about to see those 3 barracks come down, or the 3 additional barracks come down. So this will be 4 barracks coming through. So you called it exactly perfectly, Zero. It's going to be the same basic build that we saw in game number 1, but it's going to look a little bit different because, you know, it's 3 bases, right? So the Zerg usually wants to take a natural expansion or another main as their third base, but here there's only 1 of those. So maybe Dandy will have a little bit of an easier time scouting that out, because when he looked for it in game 1, it wasn't there, but this time it will be.
Yeah, you're definitely right, because like Bluestorm is not allowing to having second like expansion, third expansion as a Zerg in respawn. But like now we are seeing that because on this map there are like 3 cliffs, really relatively easy to defend with Sunkens. But we are seeing so many links from KuH already.
Right, and it's a lurker follow-up here as well, so we are really going to get into a lot of aggression. There is going to be a third base, or a third hatchery coming down here, but this is going to be a really aggressive way to play here from KuH. So he's definitely not going for a whole lot of economy. A lot of Zerglings at the front, just to make Dandy feel a little bit more scared about pushing out.
Yeah, because that's what's
actually 5 racks too.
Yeah, that's a 5 racks plus 1 Marines. The upgrade is almost done, so that's what KuH wanted to do. He wanted to keep Dandy at home because it's easier to contain Terran when he is at home with lurkers. Because when Terran will be in the middle of the map, it's relatively hard to kill this army with pure lurkers. But yeah, we will see what will be the timing of the lurkers, because now I'm not seeing any.
Yeah, I thought he might morph them in the middle of the map. Oh, and he actually is. This is so risky to do, because if the bio pushing across the map finds this, you have to cancel or you lose your lurkers. And oh, he's going to scout the lurker. Wait, did he? Oh. He saw the lurker eggs.
Yeah, he saw the lurker eggs, but he can catch the Marines now because they are without medics. So this is a brilliant move from KuH.
Yeah, all the medics ran ahead of the bio. This is terrible. Those medics are out of a job. They've got nothing to heal. The lurkers finish morphing, and this is the worst case scenario for Dandy. He loses everything out on the map, and especially if he loses these first 4 medics, that would be so bad.
Yeah, and there are 4 lurkers on top of his natural. So now he will try to. Oh my god, this split from Dandy. He literally didn't lose any Marine to kill 4 lurkers. So this is so devastating from KuH, because he relied on this lurkers push so much.
Boxer, is this you? I remember that being one of the pimpest plays that there was one of the first clips of professional StarCraft I saw, watching Boxer rotate Marines around lurker spines. And this is almost the same thing here from Dandy. Not quite, but it was close and really impressive. He takes out a lot of the lurkers and makes this push a lot weaker from KuH.
Yeah, definitely. Now only 1 lurker left for our Zerg player. He's still not mining gas with 3 drones on the natural, so it's hurting him because he sent 1 drone, but this drone is out of duty.
Oh no, it's a Cadenzi drone. It's sitting there pretending to mine, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, I didn't know, but there is some history with Cadenzi drone, or they are just laughing about it because.
No, yeah, she for her first ASL qualifier games, she had one of her first like 9 drones. The entire game just was never mining. It just sat there the whole time.
Oh.
I think she wound up winning that game, or maybe she lost, but it wasn't a big deal. It's just, it hurts to watch because when you watch your own replays, you're like hypercritical of yourself, and everybody makes that mistake, right? It's just kind of funny to see that in retrospect. But you're right, that means a little bit less gas, and that means less lurkers to hold on against this. Right now, there are quite a few. Some of the spines coming in from behind. The Zergling's doing a nice job buying time for the bio, but there's no Sunkens here.
Yeah, KuH wanted to be sneaky because he holded these 2 lurkers on the right side. But it didn't work because then he instantly went for the natural expansion, and he had to unborrow that, and now he's containing Zerg, who is going for mass lurkers, so this is perfect position for him.
Well, here we go, moving in again. There's still scan energy, the Lurkers burrow, and those are going to be the spikes.
Yeah, this
Dandy
is what...
wasn't watching his army.
Yeah, this is what KuH needed. He wanted to kill this army, and now, oh, but there will be one tank, but the Filer Mount is on the way. So let's see if KuH will be able to hold on for long enough to have Swarm ready.
That looked like Dandy had his army on hold position, and the Lurkers just walked up and busted it. So, I'm not sure if that's exactly what happened, but this tank is going to be very important. The problem is, of course, once Dark Swarm is finished, once Consume is finished, it's going to be pretty difficult for this bio to deal a lot of damage before Science Vessels hit.
But we are having a drop in the main base, and there are only 8 drones mining minerals. There are no units over there. It will be so hard for KuH to defend it, because he's not having a Spire, so no Scourges available for him to snipe the dropship.
Oh, yeah, and maybe this Lurker can clean this drop up. It's doing a pretty good job, but all the drones are dead. Oh my god, this is going to hurt the economy so much, and he's going to try to bust the main. There's only one Lurker here. It's getting focused down, and GG, KuH taps out, and Dandy. Ooh.